Between the two trees, I just saw something move, and it was figured.
Welcome back to Helltown. Hey everybody, finally out and about here with Tom McNicholas, Nick Mulae, paranormal investigators. You may recognize them as, well, Super Chat Superstar.
Not with the mask
Tom,
on.
not with the mask.
Yeah.
They're being cautious. Of course, there he is.
Hey, save some room for me, Tom.
They're visiting Ohio today, so we are exploring the Helltown area, hoping the rain holds off because it was pouring earlier. Walking up the towpath right now. I'm going to show them some of the sights. We'll head up into the abandoned section here in just a little bit, although of course the canal is abandoned here too and is very, very cool. If you guys remember the old Helltown video. Oh yeah, chipmunk.
Yep, chipmunk.
If you guys remember the old Helltown video, we took a tour up that towpath. I'm going to show these guys today. Alright, so this is Lock 32. It's one of the locks along the towpath of the Ohio and Erie Canal. So years ago through here, kind of stepped down into here, it's a little muddy. Whoa! So years ago through here is where the small barges would come through, basically from Lake Erie down to the Ohio River. And basically with the locks, what they would do is, because of the water level from the lake to the river, they had to raise and lower the barges as they went through, so that's what the lock system was used for. And of course, it's all abandoned now. So as we're walking down the road, up on the hill there is the cemetery. Of course, there's all kinds of crazy legends about the cemetery, which include a ghost sitting on a park bench and trees moving. Of course, trees aren't moving. And the guy on the park bench, well, there are no park benches in that cemetery up there. But Tom was admiring the view, and I was about to tell him here that one of the crazy rules that they came up with during the time when they were tearing down all the houses and evicting people was that if your house was seen above a certain height, you could see the tip of it over the trees, like even if it was just a small tip, then they'd come get you, evict you, tear down the house. So actually, a lot of times what they would do is they'd give the house over to the fire department, and they would, practice their fire drills and all that within there. So that's why much of the area ended up looking burned out, is because the fire department was burning out the houses.
They just didn't want any houses with a view.
Well, yeah, a lot of those did have nice views.
Yeah. Beautiful over there.
Oh, it's definitely a beautiful area, and what they have done to make it a park is very nice, but I am still of the belief that they did not have to evict all these people. Just don't let the town grow anymore.
Why is the grass more of a yellow color compared to the other grass?
Yeah, it's a different kind of grass that's over there, because there had been a house on that property which they've since torn down and just hasn't grown back as the greener grass. But on the other side of there you can see Stanford House. So that's an area there that they demolished somebody's home. And onward we go. So, but we'll walk over there. All right, we're here at Lock 33. Nick is live on Facebook right now.
Correct.
The issue here, beyond Lock 33, is straight down there. Looks like we've got a park ranger or somebody on the road. They might be cutting us off up there, which be unfortunate, because just past there is where the old paper mill was that my family has ties to, and I wanted to show the guys the paper mill. So hopefully we can get past there. If not, we'll have to drive all the way around the other end and come at it from the other side later on. We'll see what happens. For now, let's go down inside the lock.
Tall foliage.
All right, a little bit of a different track here. Instead of driving around Stanford Road up to Stanford House, we're actually going to cut across this path that they've put in. You know, it has become a park here, and they've put this in not too long ago, actually, because this was not here the first time I was. So this is a little bit newer, and it's going to take us right over Stanford House, and I'm going to take the guys up to the eerie, desolate section of Helltown. All right, so sun's in the face. We're here. Stanford House is not being used as a youth hostel, but you know, it was a grand mansion back in the day. And earlier this year, I talked with an older gentleman for a couple of hours, and he used to live here. Had all kinds of stories about this location, the properties up and down here, and some of the real stories about what happened. With the current situation with COVID and all that going on, I didn't want to bring him out right now, because like I said, he's an older gentleman, and I don't want to have to worry about that, since with the situation, it's, you know, the older folk that are, you know, bearing the brunt of that. So, but one of these days we'll get him out here, and we'll talk about all these wonderful stories about Stanford House and all the, you know, different houses that were up and down the road, different families, different crazy stories. It's quite colorful between, you know, the different animals, the real story about the toxic waste dump, all of that stuff. Some of it, I mean, we talk about truth and legends on this channel quite a bit, and you know, there are grains of truth to some of those legends, but what the reality is much, much different than the false tales, the legends that have grown up out of this area. But as we go down Stanford Road, these guys here are going to get a chance to feel how eerie it is walking down there now with all those houses completely demolished. One place we're not going to be able to get to today is the cabin in the woods. With all the rain and everything that we just had, it's very, very wet and soggy and muddy back in there, and we're just not going to dive into that mud. So I was able to get back there the first time that I was ever here. Unfortunately, with how saturated it is, we're not going to make it back in there, but I'll show a few clips here from my first journey into the cabin. This is why I wore boots. Cabin's up over there. See this? This is crazy shit. National Park Service at work. We'll tear down the old paper mill, and we're not going to preserve this cabin. This is a cool log cabin. Sink. Floor's a little wobbly. Yes, that was it. You got a room, living room, and bedroom. You got a little kitchenette area and a bathroom. Well, this is interesting because it used to be that they had to stop right here. They keep moving this. They had to stop right here with the no parking sign and all that. So you would basically pull off on the side of the road here and walk up. Yeah. Or you could, you know, park at Stanford House. But they've removed that barrier. Yeah, the first time I was ever here, I had, on Google, had basically traversed the whole thing all the way up to what they call the end of the world. And then when I drove up, boom, those barriers were set up back there and blocked off before I can even get all the way up, because I was going to drive all that to get up there. And instead, you got to walk. So up here is where the old house is that they tore down like within months after my first visit here.
I don't know if you know the answer to this, but how old do you think that house was when it was torn? That was like a really
Oh,
old
it
house,
would have
or-
been built. See, you can see the horse hooves there.
Oh yeah, hoof prints.
Yep. Yeah, people come through here with their horses.
Horseshoe
So,
prints, excuse me.
I mean, it looked like, given the architecture style, maybe in the 20s or 30s.
Oh, so about almost 100 years ago.
But there was a barn too, right?
The barn's further down, the red barn. Yeah.
I remember right here where it says road closed. I remember seeing that in some of the pictures, like when
Yep.
we started looking up about Helltown. So,
Well, Mike's videos all had.
Yeah, my videos
I mean, pretty much anyone who's gone to Helltown,
Okay, so that house was sitting right here, where this little clearing is.
oh yeah, you're right.
One of the old houses right there. That got taken. And it was there September 2016, February 2017. When I came back, it was gone.
Jeez.
So it's still going on. They're still taking properties.
To worry about over here, right?
No,
Okay.
no. So telling these guys a story about the house, they're wanting to know about like where the driveway was. It's the house that was in my video that's just now gone. You know, within 5 months of me visiting for the first time, gone. But I'm telling these guys a story about, because they're asking about where the driveway was, the garage, all that. And it could be nature, but we're hearing banging coming from the woods over there. So, like I've said before about this area is because of how desolate it was made, it has now become quite eerie. And they're gonna experience that here quite soon as we go a little bit further up the road. See what they're doing over here. One of the interesting stories that we'll share that our friend will share with us when we get him out here. There's a story about a girl being chased by a bear. Well, it wasn't that, it was a dog. It was her dog, and she wasn't really being chased by the dog. Basically, she was running for her life because she was attacked down by the towpath. And it was late at night, she's going like door to door, you know, try to get some help. And when she came to the house that was here, it was, actually it wasn't her dog, it was the dog down the road that was jumping up on her because she was, you know, creating such a racket in the middle of the night. So, you know, because she was basically like stoned out of her mind at the time, she thought it was a bear jumping on her. So that has become one of those crazy legends of Helltown. You guys find any secrets back there?
We thought it was a graveyard, but it looks like more of a vineyard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
The way the wood posts and everything.
they literally look like gravestones.
Yeah,
But they were wooden posts?
They were wooden posts, yeah.
Okay.
I think so. I didn't walk all the way back there, but they kind of look like the posts that you would attach a grapevine.
Nick is still alive.
Oh, I
so-
didn't realize you were, okay.
You're fine. So we're hanging out here at the road close sign, getting photos, doing videos, all that stuff. Tom, there's Tom, is seeing some shadows. Sorry, Nick, you're gonna get in the shot.
Ghost bomb.
I saw. Well, I took off my glasses.
Between a couple of the trees here, he was seeing some shadows. So
One tree into the other by the other tree, and then I thought it still saw something move up the tree, but then it turned out to be a bird. So I was kind of watching to see if a bird appeared back over by that tree. I didn't see any birds yet, and I keep watching over there.
no, but between the trees, you can't explain that yet.
Between the two trees, I just saw something move, and it was figured move. It was like a size.
So something that I've always maintained about this area is that, you know, all of the kind of quote unquote Helltown legends are just stories and legends and all that. However, there's still that possibility of paranormal activity here because the houses that had been here, they were older houses. People had lived here for generations and generations, and so, you know, family members gone, passed away, could have been haunting those particular locations. And now even with the homes gone, you still could have some of those people haunting the area now just displaced because their house is gone. That looks like they've done a little work in here. Oh yeah, they have. So they are doing some cleanup work here through this area. Of course, you know, national park and everything now, but I was throwing some older clips. So there was a lot of washout. The creek was basically up to the road here on both sides. You can see Tom going up to there. on the other side as well. It looks like they've done some work here to clean that up. Careful how you step through the mud. Because basically it washed out from here.
Well, what I mean is it's safe.
Oh yeah, you're good. There's just concrete underneath. That's why we wear boots. And I guess make sure that the creek doesn't run over the road here now. So hopefully they'll clean up some of that, because people do use this as far as like a path. Like a lot of horses come up and down here. People will hike, and so it makes sense to get this cleaned up so that the creek isn't just all over the road.
On the ground.
So we're gonna explore this and see where it goes, because I haven't been down this creek before, so this is a little new. Let's check it out. There we go. You're through. This is higher. Well, the barn's still here. I saw it from the other side. And there's some mud over here too. So.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I see it.
You ever call those cattails?
Cattails.
What exactly are cattails?
They're reeds. Just reeds.
Should have brought some water bottles.
Yeah.
I'm not thirsty though.
You got water in the car.
There it is, big red barn. And there's a smaller chicken coop back behind it. So that, oh yeah, there's thunder. Well, they're just letting all kinds of people up in here now. This used to be all closed up, but apparently they don't care anymore.
Wow.
Okay, so I've never actually been in the Red Barn before, because they always had their signs out here about not entering, and I've always been very respectful of that, but that has been removed. There's a ramp here now to get up into it, so we're going to check it out. Now, I talked about that rain earlier that was making everything wet for us. Well, the storm is rolling back in, so we need to get out of here before we get drenched. Tom is down there in the chicken house. So you're feeling it kind of eerie in here?
It definitely does. I could feel, it's just like a heaviness or something like that. I don't know exactly. Again, maybe it's because the storm is adding the effect. I'm not sure, but it definitely feels different.
Yeah, I forgot.
You done?
Yeah, I forgot my little handheld carrier to hold the camera. So
It'd be not good to do well with steep stairs.
Yeah,
I gotta
be careful.
Yeah, I got a real. I'm good with walking upstairs, but downstairs it's difficult.
Yeah, you hold on to the wood, but
That's what I'm doing right now.
just watch out for those big spiders.
We're about halfway through already.
And that big snake is down here.
I'm not afraid of snakes. Cockroaches I'm scared of.
All right, let's do it.
We're coming away from the big red barn. Whoa.
Oh, you all right, Mike?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Scared me for a second.
Yeah. So as we're coming away from the big red barn, we have to outrun this thunderstorm over here. So hopefully we do without getting all the equipment wet.
Yeah.
Feel good.
Yeah.
Oh my God, look at those clouds over there.
And it did rain on us, but hey, another successful trip to Helltown. Please check out all the other Helltown videos I have off to the side. A lot of great stuff in there, great exploration videos and urban legend videos. Check them out on Haunted Road Media.